Transnet making headway in recouping some of the money spent on its ill-fated locomotives deal. The special tribunal has granted Transnet and the SIU an order to freeze billions held in bank accounts linked to a Transnet locomotives supplier. Let's get some comment now from the SIU spokesperson, Kaizer Kganyago. Mr. Kganyago, thank you so much for making time. So how much money are you looking at recouping?
Thank you very much, Clement, and to the viewers. We are looking at recouping an amount of about just over 25 billion, which is 25.4 billion, which is the combined sum of the contracts that were awarded to CRRC. And at the moment, in their bank accounts and all the accounts that are linked, we have freezed an amount of about 4.2 billion rand.
4.2, and is just in one specific account with the company, or is this spread throughout other players?
It is in different accounts that are related to CRRC. It's more than one account as indicated, yes.
Yeah. So why do you want, and why was this application put forward in the first place? Do you believe that the funds are the proceeds of unlawful activity?
Definitely. We did an investigation on this matter, and we found that there were agreements that were signed that were called Business Development Services Agreement, and those were linked with companies that are having allegations before the state capture and allegations against them on maladministration and irregularities. We then wanted to check whether there was any evidence existing that suggests that this payment to these companies were made for services that were rendered, and we could not find any evidence to that effect. And the only explanation was that it was gratification for them to give them a leeway to getting contracts at Transnet.
Yeah. What's been the role of SARS here, and who are the other players that helped? I imagine it wasn't just the SIU. I remember at some point there was the blocking of orders that was implemented by the South African, was it the Reserve Bank as well? So which other role players were involved here?
Yes, when these transactions were done, they were flagged by the South African Reserve Bank. And then some of those transactions had to be blocked. And then SARS got into the picture also to look at the tax implications of all of those transactions. Those were the separate issues that were dealt with by those institutions. We, together with Transnet, we then instituted a review process at the High Court. And now we have together gone to the special tribunal with Transnet to make sure that we freeze the amounts that are still there in those accounts, and then go to the second part that will deal with the issue of setting aside those contracts.
Yeah, so basically what I'm getting here is that money was paid in billions of rands, and this money wasn't for any services that were rendered. Definitely,
it wasn't for any services that were rendered, but they also tried to hide it by signing those business development services. You know, when somebody is a business development person, is the person who finds work for you. And then we wanted to know why such amounts of money was given to these people, and only to find that there was no evidence of any services that were rendered. And these were the companies that are alleged at this point to have being the ones that were connecting them to Transnet and making sure that they get those tenders.
Sure, this is another level of thievery. Mr. Kganyago, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate your time. That's the spokesperson for the SIU, Kaizer Kganyago. Basically, billions of rands paid, just like that. No services rendered. Billions from Transnet. Yeah.